So these IEOs have become all the rage, and I've talked about them before, but are they really any different than an ICO? And from a regulatory perspective, they're not. They're not. It's just a different way of selling one. An ICO is fraught with risk because what you're selling, that token, may in fact be a security, right? And the STO, the security token offering, has sought to address that by calling it a securities offering and with the proper guidance making it a exempt offering under Regulation D. Now, an ICO seeks to avoid that, perhaps legitimately, right? In the turnkey jet no action letter, which I'll talk about, suggested or at least laid the framework that an ICO doesn't necessarily have to be an offering of securities. So these tokens that are sold in ICOs aren't all securities. The SEC has now tacitly admitted that that is in fact possible. Now, how widely possible is that? We'll see, but it's possible. So you have these IEOs, which are just ICOs sold through a crypto exchange. And I think they're good ideas because you already create the listing, right? You create the listing for the token, you create the liquidity. And like the problem with small cap or micro cap IPOs and why they're so hard to fund, in my experience, has always been that the purchase of the stock precedes the public listing of the stock. So there's never that guarantee that what you're buying will ever be tradable, right? Will ever be liquid. Well, the IEO actually kind of solves that problem if you think about it, because what it does is it creates the listing and then you sell it through the exchange. But it's really just an ICO. So if that token is a security and you're selling it as an IEO, you're still going to run into the same regulatory issues. There's nothing helping you. There's nothing protecting you, right? Like there's nothing unique about it from a legal perspective. The only nuance to it from a legal perspective is that now the exchange, right, for all my exchange clients out there, if you're doing an IEO and that token that you're selling is in fact a security, you're acting as one of two things. Either an unlicensed national securities exchange, which under Section 6 of the Securities Exchange Act, in order to facilitate trading of a security, you must be, or an exemption therefrom, which is an alternative trading system, which presumably, well, there are none right now that list cryptocurrencies, so presumably there aren't any out there that I know about. And two, you're facilitating an offering of securities for a fee, but you're not licensed as a broker-dealer. So while the ramifications, the legal ramifications that inure to the issuer are the same in the ICO and the IEO actually takes a great deal of regulatory peril and places it on the crypto exchange because they have the possibility of acting as either the unlicensed national securities exchange or the unlicensed broker-dealer. So it's great from a sales perspective. It's probably makes a lot more sense, right? Because so many ICOs and so many tokens struggle to list on exchanges, even though for the most part it's just a matter of paying the fee on a lot of these third-tier exchanges, but it's just still an issue somehow. I don't understand how. But, the regulatory peril that you face as an ICO issuer or an IEO issuer, the same thing. Exact same thing. So it's not this panacea. It's a panacea maybe to selling them if you can't sell your ICO, but it's not a panacea for any sort of regulatory issue. And when people say that, it kind of makes you want to throw up in your mouth because it just doesn't make any sense. It belies understanding. So ICOs versus IEOs, it's just in the mechanics of the sale. There's nothing nuanced to it from a legal perspective. But as always, hit me up if you have questions. I'm happy to debate. Tracy Firm, Tracy firm.com. I'm Adam Tracy, and I'll talk to you soon.